Book Chick again, and I am here to tell you about my May wrap-up. I know it's the middle of June, but I've been busy. Life has just been crazy. We went on vacation, then we came back, then we like dove back into work, and then my work closed. My coffee shop that I was working in closed, so it's been nuts. But I'm sitting down to film my May wrap up right now, and we just got back from hiking, so like I have no makeup on, but it is what it is. You're also crooked. So yeah, so this is my May wrap up. I don't have all of the books with me because some of them were library books, so like I had to give them back. Some of them were audiobooks, so I just didn't ever have a physical copy. So the first book that I read in May was the Bromance book club. I'm pretty sure, no, I did not listen to that one. I listened to Undercover Bromance in tandem with reading that book, but I did not listen to Bromance book club, which is the first book in the Bromance book club series by Lyssa K. Adams. I gave it 4 stars because I really liked it. It was super cute. I thought it was really well done. It was really realistic because these are not sugar-coated romances. Like, it's not like a meet cute and then like a lovey-dovey, like lots of dates and wooing and all of that. Like, these books are about the guys trying to win back their girls. So in the first book, this one that I'm talking about now, they're on the verge of divorce because basically he's not been present, and when he is, she feels like she needs to put on like almost a mask, especially when they go to different dinners and things for the baseball team that he is part of. Like, she's his wife, so like obviously she needs to be there and she needs to look cute, she needs to be polite and like do everything that the other wives do, and she's pretty much just fed up with it. So they're on the verge of divorce because she just feels invisible, I guess. And like, I don't really know what that feels like, but like some of the smaller arguments that they had were super similar to ones that I have with my husband. Like, where do the towels live? Like, where they always live. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we lived here for 2 years and you don't know where the towels are. Like, they had the same argument, and I'm like, this is gold. It was just awesome, and it was super cute. Like, obviously, like, to get her back, he was trying to be a better husband. He also like took her on some adorable dates. She is an artist, so he took her to like a massive art store and let her buy whatever she wanted, and it had to be for her and not her daughters, which I thought was super cute. And yeah, it was just a 4-star read. Like, it was a super cute book. I laughed, I cried, it was a great time. The next one that I read was Caraval. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I forget who the writer is. I forget. But I'll put the cover on the screen. I gave it 3.5 stars. I think like this book, I just recently listened to the next one, Legendary, and I liked that one better. Little sister in this book just really got on my nerves, and now I know that was like meant to be, like that was part of the whole thing, and I'm like, that makes sense. But like, she really just bugged me, and it bugged me that the main character was also kind of wishy-washy. Like, she was pretty flaky and like just honestly quite annoying. Nyx is staring into the light. But basically Caraval kind of reminded me a little bit of The Night Circus, but like with a more dangerous element. Like, people are there to have a good time, but like, you're far more likely to die at Caraval than you are in The Night Circus. Like, The Night Circus, you're gonna walk out, you're gonna be okay, but in Caraval you might die. It is like very much a fight to the death. and you don't really know who the performers are and who the players are, because you're playing, not only is it a circus, but you're playing a game to win a prize. And sometimes that prize is a wish, sometimes it's something else, and like basically you can wish, if it's a wish, you can wish for anything. Like if you lost a loved one, you can wish for that loved one back, that kind of thing. So people are willing to murder for it, and they do. But it was pretty good. Like, I liked the magic system, but I liked the second book a lot more. You'll be hearing about that. Or no, you'll be hearing about that in a few minutes, because that was the last book I read in May. But yeah, I liked it. It was okay. The next book that I read was actually one of my childhood rereads, so excuse me, Nix. But it was from a reader. Oops, sorry. It's from a reader. But I have lots of fond memories reading this. So I'm going to show you. So this is what the cover of the book would have looked like if I had a copy with me. But basically this is one of my childhood rereads. This is a second grade reader, but I read it in first grade. I'm like 98% sure that I read it in first grade too. So basically we follow a young dinosaur who runs out of groceries in his house and decides to go grocery shopping, and basically just buys junk food, and then he can't fit it all in his car, so he eats it all. And then he has the same problem, but he's like sick. And so the moral of the story is supposed to be to eat better, but without an adult. Like, I could see how that would be pretty confusing to a kid, because I just like, that still sounds like fun other than him being sick. But I had some pretty fond memories of it. I still thought it was like just as silly and like weird as I did when I was in first grade, but I liked it. Okay. I gave it 3 stars because I was like, this requires a lot of explaining to children. And yeah, the next one was Henry and Mudge Go Camping. I didn't rate that one, but like, it such a fond memory. Henry and Mudge, like, they're not part of the Beverly Cleary series, but they're like right up there with Beverly Cleary. Like, it's not the same author. It's actually by Cynthia Rylant. Who wrote A Balanced Diet? Oh, it's actually Dragon Gets By is the topic, sorry, or the title. And it is written and illustrated by Dave Pilkey. But Henry and Mudge and the Starry Night is the title of the other book. That is written by Cynthia Rylant. So 122. That cover would have looked like this if I had it. The artwork in this is just super great, super kind of simple but whimsical, very childlike, just super fun. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you ever read the Beverly Cleary series, Henry and Ribsy. Very similar, but easier to read, but very, very similar. Just a different reading level and a different author, obviously. But I really enjoy this one. This was actually like the one that I was like searching for when I was picking the books to read for my childhood rereads in May. It was just really good. They just go camping and it's just a pretty night and they just have fun. Super easy kid story. The next one was The Tortoise and the Hare. It was like a super summarized version. Like it fit like on a space on the page like this big, but it was cute, and I had distinct memories of reading that several times as a kid too, so I figured I would include it. You know, it's just the tortoise and the hare, and the hare thinks that he's gonna win the race, and he's like so, cocky that he decides to like take a break, and then the tortoise wins instead. But that is pretty much it. Oh, I missed one. So I didn't write this one down, but I also read 10 in the Bed in May, I think. Or maybe I read it in April. I don't know. I think I read it in May. But basically this is just a counting book, and it's super, super cute. The little boy like goes to bed, and they're all stuffed animals, but it's like they come to life. So he keeps telling them to roll over and shoves them like one by one out of the bed. And then at the end of the book, he's cold and lonely, and so he tells them to come back, and it starts all over. It's just a really cute little counting book with some fun artwork. This isn't the copy that I had when I was little, but Mom graciously found one, I think on Thrift Books or Book Depository, and got it for me, and she's like, no biggie, you know, we'll let the littles read it now. So the next one that I read was, the next childhood reread that I read was Ramona and Beezus, which is a Beverly Cleary book, which has been reprinted several times, and it was very good. I forgot how annoying Ramona was. Seriously, I forgot how annoying she was. She is just such an annoying little sister. But basically it's all about Ramona and Beezus and their struggles every day. Everything from walking to the park to going to the library. At one point in the book, Ramona checks out a book at the library on Beezus's card because she doesn't have a card yet, and she doesn't want to give the book back when it's time. So she goes through and she writes her name on every single page in purple crayon. So obviously the book is now hers, and so I think they have to pay, they don't pay the fine, like, because it's a first time offense. So the librarian lets them off, especially since like Mom and Dad aren't there. So she's like, it's fine, just don't let her do it again. And then she gives her a library card so that it won't be on Beezus's card anymore. So yeah, but I gave it 5 stars, so I liked it a lot. Book was Moriarty, which was a pretty good mystery. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars. This is by Anthony Horowitz. Basically, this is what happened directly after Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty dive over the waterfall, and everyone thinks that they're both dead. So, a Pinkerton detective goes to wherever it is. I think they're in Switzerland. He goes and he tries to figure out exactly what happened, because he's pretty sure that Moriarty, or at least someone in like his circle of people that he typically works with, was a thief and murderer somewhere in America, like somewhere in New York, I think. And so he's there to see if that is indeed true and to try to catch that person. There was a twist at the end that I wasn't really expecting. I did listen to this, but and I think I enjoyed listening to it more than I would have enjoyed reading it, because it was pretty dry. And I like descriptive books, but this one was like overly descriptive. But there was a twist at the end that I was totally not expecting, but other than that, it was kind of okay. I don't know if I'll read any more Anthony Horowitz. I'll give him a go probably, but I don't know if I'm gonna go out of my way to find those books. But that is all for this video. I'll have to do a part 2 as per usual. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.